You have been warriors all your life, fighting prejudice, fighting hate, standing proud against the envy of those whom evolution has left behind. Those days are over. It is time to unleash your power, to step out from the shadows. Quote, the Maester. Who are the children of the atom? What are mutants? Where do they come from? And how has the Maker's Council been keeping them under control? All these dark questions and more start to unravel as our heroes investigate a murder that for some reason the authorities keep covering up, and Shadow King advances his sinister plots. Ultimate X-Men Volume 2, Issue 8. A diabolical genius known as the Maker used time travel to create his ideal Earth by systematically preventing anyone from ever becoming a superhero, except for those on his secret Maker's Council, whom he stationed to rule over different regions of the world. Overseeing the eastern territory of Hai no Kuni, Land of the Sun, is Sunfire, and his right hand, Viper. In Hai no Kuni, a group of high schoolers, Hisako Ichiki, Armor, Mei Igarashi, Maystorm, and Nico Monroe, have been searching for answers beyond powers that awaken to protect them in times of need, including against a shadow threatening Hisako and claiming to know her dead childhood friend Tsubasa. The search led them to a cult called Children of the Atom, but they aren't the only ones on the hunt. A senior at their school, Kanan Sanuchi Psylocke, and her brother Tatsuya, a police officer, found a suitcase with a human remains inside that is connected to the cult and to Viper. We see a young true crime fanatic by the name of Yukio doing a special live stream. Hello, faithful fans, your host and urban investigator, Chimaime here. Guess where? I am here tonight. That's right, the infamous Kirigaya Minamami Middle School, or should I say murder school. 3 former students are dead by suicide hanging in their old classroom. The 4th, their basketball coach, was found dead a few days earlier in his house, also swinging. Creepy, but that's not the whole story. I hope no one calls the cops on me. Come on, Yuki, you can do this. Here we go. As Yukio climbs the fence to enter Kirigaya Minami Middle School, she continues. The real body count is 5. That's right, there was another student on the basketball team who also killed himself. This happened before the other students and the coach died. And get this, the kid was apparently bullied by the same former students and coach who later killed themselves. Coincidence? I think not. 5 people, all connected, all died by suicide within a short period of time. What exactly is going on at Kirigaya Minami Murder School? Let's find out. Yukio continues saying it gets weirder. The first boy's name was Tsubasa. Rumor has it he was friends with the girl who went viral about 4 months ago. Armor Girl. You guys remember her with the pinkish red thing around her? Is she involved in all this? Where is this basketball court? I tell you, I have a hunch Armor Girl knows something we don't. If you're watching this, like, subscribe, and comment. Let's talk. We then go to the house of Kanan Psylocke and Tatsuya Sanochu. Tatsuya is a police officer and Kanan is a universe's version of Psylocke. They found a child who was experimented on, stuffed in his suitcase, who was one of the children of the atom. Viper, who is one of the council members of Maester, made Tatsuya sign a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. Tatsuya is looking for his sister and he thinks she is at the convenience store again. Tatsuya finds her sister, Kanan, and asks, why did you post it? Kanan had posted the NDA and the picture of the horror show of a suitcase. She says she deleted it right away, claiming it's no big deal. Tatsuya knows differently and replies, we're the ones who are going to get deleted. Turn your phone off. We need to go now. At Iridori High School, Hisako, Armor, Mace Storm, and Nico Monroe have found the deleted post of Kanan, and it is disturbing to see a child's body in a suitcase. They are starting to connect the dots, realizing that this corpse is one of the children of the atom, which they recognize by the tattoo. Hisako doesn't know if the omamori she possesses is something evil, something related to this cult. Mei reassures her, saying, no way, Hisako. Tsubasa left you this. It's protecting you. You have to believe in Tsubasa. Hisako then asks, am I cursed too? Nico replies, if we focus, we know the cult uses symbols and that they use sacrifices to do something. Mei says, do you think their followers know about these sacrifices? Nico replies, doubtful. This legal document suggests something different. Mei responds, I guess. Nico continues, with cult followers are brainwashed into belief without thinking they are taught not to question. They don't need to sign NDAs. Hisako adds, although some are only members because of their families like Natsu, Nico acknowledges, and we know how she feels. Some, unlike Mei, who is spirited and confident, wouldn't get caught up in this. But people who are empty and need something to believe in, that's who cults prey on. Hisako recalls, I remember seeing a number like this one on her. I thought it was just a tattoo. We weren't close at the time, so I didn't think to ask. But based on that, the number 127, I think we can be confident this picture is real. Natsu, Chugishima, this universe's Cyclops, and Mori, this universe's Molly Hayes of the Runaways, are walking quickly. Natsu and Mori are headed to meet the others when Natsu ends up getting accosted by a bunch of high school mean girls. These girls have apparently known Natsu for a long time and say some very cruel things, implying that she's some sort of murderer and that her parents joined the cult because of her to try to fix her. Natsu isn't really forthcoming with answers. In fact, she clams up completely and probably would have just walked away if one of the mean girls hadn't decided to throw a can at her head. In doing so, she activates Natsu's power. Natsu was wearing an eye patch, but when her life is threatened, she ends up shooting a laser from one of her eyes, cutting the can in half. It's not like Cyclops' optic blast. Instead, it seems more like a laser. Interesting enough, the eye from which she shoots is actually a different color than the other one. The mean girl exclaims, "Stay away from her. She's a freak, a messed up cult member, and a murderer." This viral corpse story ends up having a major ripple effects among the families and vulnerable children of the Atom. Some of the kids start asking their parents very difficult questions about why they're in the cult and why the cult takes their blood and why they're being experimented on. This is shown when a young member of the Children of the Atom questions his mom about the viral post. With her eyes closed, the mom dismisses it, saying, "That's just ignorant, outsider talk. Listen to what the Maester says. He guides us. Social media is poisoning you." But the kid pleads, "Mom, something's going on. Open your eyes." Literally. The mom grabs his hand and suddenly starts to catch fire. The intensity of his powers has begun to backfire, burning her, and they're both caught off guard. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Other kids in the cult start coming forward to tell their story, signature that the Children of the Atom won't be able to keep their secret activities hidden much longer. Meanwhile, Yukio waits in a random park in Karasaki, continuing her investigation of the school with the suicide. Yukio is camping out in her car, hoping to catch a glimpse of the armored girl. She's eager to be the first one to talk to her, knowing it would boost views on her videos. Suddenly, she spots the red armor across the field and whispers, "No way." On this very night, Hisako, using her armor powers, blowing off steam. Feeling confused and angry, she shouts, "Protect? Protect what? A freaking cult? No damn way." Ironically, in this moment, she looks like the monster she feels inside, embodying the anger she's struggling with. Hisako stops her furious outburst when she notices Yukio, who looks terrified. Yukio stammers, "Sorry to bother you. I didn't expect to actually see you here." "Well, I was hoping." She hesitates, then adds, "I'm a streamer." She asks if Hisako has heard of her channel before. Yukio, visibly nervous, continues, "You're Armor Girl, right? Don't get me wrong, I'm totally on your side. I just want to ask you about your friend Tsubasa. If now's not a good time, maybe we could trade numbers." Before she can finish, Armor snatches Yukio's phone and crushes it in her hand. Viper confronts the Maester, saying, "Find that body and contain the damage from this social media post. The public knows too much. Stop the uprising of this powerful Children of the Atom. You are the Maester. Make them believe your word. If you can do that, you're of no use to us." Meanwhile, Viper wonders about the whereabouts of the police officer and his delinquent little sister. In October, Amano was spotted on the roof of Amatsuki Academy with Noriko Ashida, also known as Surge, a fellow member of the Children of the Atom. Ashida showed him recent social media image of leaked remains of a deceased member along with an NDA issued by the organization to the leaker. In response, Amano slits his wrist and vanished. "Well, that's one way to disappear," Surge remarked. Amano was a resident of Karasaki City in Hinokuni region, a young mutant capable of transforming his physical form to a smoke-like state. He was a member of the Children of the Atom, a mutant cult, and a student at Karigaya Minami Middle School, alongside his friends Saguchu, Kida, and Murata. Amano had bullied Tsubasa, a fellow student, driving him to suicide. This was a devastating grieving loss for Tsubasa's childhood friend Hisako Ichike. In April, Shinobi Kageyami, a Children of the Atom member obsessed with Hisako, murdered Amano's friend in retaliation for their bullying of Tsubasa. This tragedy drove Amano into deep depression. One rainy day in June, Amano confronted Hisako outside her new school, Iradari High School, seeking answers to the suicide linked to Tsubasa's death. Influenced by his own sorrow or under Kageyama's telepathic command, Amano ended up fighting Hisako, eventually slitting his throat and disappearing. He was possessed by the Shadow King. Amano's mutant ability, smoke-like dematerialization, allows him to dematerialize into a smoke-like cloud through a self-inflicted wound, making it easy for him to vanish from sight. This event occurred in Ultimate X-Men Volume 2, Issue 4. The story's out there quickly taking on a life of its own, meaning that Maester and the cult are struggling to rein everyone in. Now facing a full-blown internal rebellion from some of the older kids, the Maester is backed into a corner with no options left. The Maester addresses the group saying, "My children of the atom, Homo Superior, you have been warriors all your lives, fighting prejudice, fighting hate, standing proud against the envy of those whom evolution has left behind. Those days are over. It's time to unleash your power, to step out from the shadows and claim our rightful place." One of the children of the atom is live streaming the Maester's speech as he speaks. We see Yukio hard at work trying to uncover the mystery. She says that suitcase was connected to them somehow. It was found in Arakawa, but Armor Girl is from Kirigaya. All leads point to the same place, Kirisaki City. Meanwhile, Surge listens to the Maester speak as he says, "Step out from the shadows and claim our rightful place." Natsui looks disturbed by the events of the day, her head down in worry. One of the children of the atom asks, "Does that mean the world is coming to an end?" The Maester replies, "Yes." Next, Ultimate X-Men Volume 2, Issue 9.